Good morning and welcome to this media conference announcing the class of 2020 athlete inductees to Canada's Sports Hall of Fame. Je m'appelle Sylvie Bigras, il me fait grand plaisir d'animer cette conférence de presse virtuelle annonçant les intronisés au Panthéon des sports canadiens. I'm pleased to join you as your MC today as we announce these amazing new inductees. Currently, I'm involved in communications planning for Team Canada at the 2022 Olympic Winter Games, and I've worked at a number of Olympic, Pan American, and Commonwealth Games. It's such a pleasure to be here for this exciting announcement this morning. In 2019, Canada's Sports Hall of Fame launched a new recognition program as part of the annual induction process called the Order of Sport, which is Canada's highest sporting honor. This award is a symbol of the organization's vision to build Canada through the transformative power of sport. Awarding all individuals and teams who are inducted into Canada's Sports Hall of Fame with the Order of Sport is to respect and cherish Canadians who have achieved the highest level of accomplishment and who have the purpose and passion to go beyond their sports successes to give back. Celebrating the connection that newly inducted Hall of Famers have made between sport and social purpose, from great in their sports to doing good in their communities, demonstrates to the nation that sport and its values play a substantial role in shaping this country. Je vous présente maintenant la présidente et directrice du Panthéon des sports canadiens. Please welcome now the president and CEO of Canada's Sports Hall of Fame, Cheryl Bernard.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Sylvie, not only for moderating today, but for your longtime give back as one of our honored Board of Governors at Canada Sports Hall of Fame, so thank you for that. So receiving the Order of Sport is a moment that signifies the immense contributions each of these inductees have made to Canada through sport. The unprecedented times as of late have meant that these incredible inductees had to wait an exceptionally long time, nearly a year and a half from when they were announced to the public until their official induction into Canada Sports Hall of Fame. We couldn't be more excited that their time has finally come. They will all officially be awarded with the Order of Sport and inducted into Canada Sports Hall of Fame in less than 2 weeks' time. I'd like to be the very first to say congratulations to this remarkable class of 2020-2021 inductees. Back to you, Sylvie.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much, Cheryl. The 65th Order of Sport Awards presented by Everest will be hosted by Sportsnet's Ron McLean and Tara Sloan and will be streamed live on Sunday, October 3rd at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This new virtual format will bring this year's celebration into households across the country and will include a special performance by Canadian musical legend Jim Cuddy. We are thrilled that for the first time, fans, friends, family, supporters can be part of this year's awards ceremony and can celebrate with our inductees. Please visit theorderofsport.ca for more information and to register for this free event. orderofsport.ca once again. We hope that you'll be able to join us for this evening and what is sure to be a very emotional and impactful event. J'espère que vous pourrez tous vous joindre à nous le 3 octobre pour cette cérémonie d'intronisation virtuelle. Before we begin, some very important special thanks for the generous support of our presenting sponsor, Everest, our broadcast partner, Sportsnet, national champion AMJ Campbell and WestJet, education champion Ted Rogers Community Grants, sport and spirit champions, Aboriginal Sports Circle, Digital Commerce Bank, the NHL Foundation, and Tories, celebration champions CBRE, Scotiabank, Whitecap Resources, Commonwealth Sport Canada, Basketball Canada, and Golf Canada. And also to the many sport and spirit sponsors and donors who make it possible to bring this celebration to all Canadians. Thank you for your continued support. Merci à ces groupes et individus très importants pour leur appui. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce each person who will be inducted into the athlete category of Canada's Sports Hall of Fame on October 3rd. And then once you meet our inductees, we will open the floor to questions. He is a multiple gold medal winner and record holder in the sport of powerlifting at the Special Olympics Canada Summer Games and the Special Olympics World Summer Games. He remains at the forefront of the Special Olympics movement in Canada, shining a light on what people with intellectual disabilities can accomplish in sport and in life. Il est détenteur de plusieurs records et multiples médailles d'or en dynamophilie aux Jeux d'été du Canada d'Olympiques spéciaux et aux Jeux d'été mondiaux d'Olympiques spéciaux. Il demeure à l'avant-plan du mouvement des Olympiques spéciaux au Canada, jetant un nouvel éclairage sur ce que les personnes ayant des déficiences intellectuelles peuvent réaliser dans le sport et dans la vie. He is a newly named member of the Order of Newfoundland and Labrador. Please welcome John Jackie Barrett, powerlifting and Special Olympian, dynamophilie et athlète des Olympiques spéciaux. Jackie, it's so great to see you and congrats on your Order of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thanks very much, Sylvie.
Looking great, and I love the jacket. Elle est triple médaillée d'or aux Jeux paralympiques en curling en fauteuil roulant et elle a continué d'amasser des fonds et de travailler à sensibiliser le public afin d'améliorer les lieux accessibles, les loisirs et le vécu de tous. She is a three-time Paralympic gold medalist in wheelchair curling, and she continues to raise funds and awareness to improve accessible environments, recreation, and experiences for all. Please welcome Sonia Gaudette, wheelchair curling en fauteuil roulant. Hello, Sonia, nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. So happy to be here and happy to be Canadian. Thank you so much for this incredible honor.
And it's our honor to have you. She is a two-time Olympian, a two-time Pan Am Games champion, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist in pentathlon, member of the Order of Canada, and she has dedicated her post-sporting career to helping athletes from grassroots to high-performance access sport and trained to serve as role models. Elle a participé à des Jeux olympiques à 2 reprises en pentathlon et a remporté 2 médailles d'or aux Jeux panaméricains et une autre médaille d'or aux Jeux du Commonwealth. Elle consacre sa seconde carrière à aider les athlètes de tout niveau à avoir accès au sport et à recevoir des formations pour devenir des modèles. We're so great to have Diane Jones-Konichowski from Athletics be here today. Hello, Diane.
Hi, Sylvie. Thanks. It's an honor to be inducted this year with this great group of athletes and builders. So happy to be here.
And we're happy to see you. Elle est détentrice de 4 titres de la Ladies Professional Golf Association ou la LPGA et gagnante du championnat féminin de la PGA canadienne à 5 reprises. Elle agit en tant qu'ambassadrice pour aider les enfants défavorisés à pratiquer le sport et à contribuer à sensibiliser le public à diverses œuvres de bienfaisance. She is a 4-time LPGA winner and 5-time Canadian PGA Women's Champion, and she is an ambassador for helping underprivileged children participate in sport, and she has raised awareness for various charitable causes. Here is from golf, Lori Kane. Hello, Lori.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me and super honored to be a part of this wonderful group of builders and athletes.
Thank you for joining us today, Lori. As a team, they dominated the equestrian world from 2007 to 2011 and captured an unprecedented individual gold medal in the show jumping competition at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing. L'équipe de Lamaze et Hickstead a dominé le monde du sport équestre de 2007 à 2011 avec une médaille d'or aux Jeux de Pékin en 2008. Please welcome, well, actually, Eric Lamaze is unable to join us today, so I won't say please welcome, but we will be inducting Eric and Hickstead in the athlete team category on October 3rd. Congratulations to Eric Lamaze and Hickstead. Il a été nommé au sein de l'équipe d'étoiles à 8 reprises et premier Canadien à être nommé joueur le plus utile de la NBA. Et il travaille par le biais de sa fondation à accroître l'accès aux besoins essentiels en santé et en éducation pour les enfants défavorisés. He is an 8-time All-Star and the first Canadian to be named the NBA's most valuable player. He works to increase access to critical needs, health and education resources for undeserved children through his foundation. We are honored to induct in the athlete category on October 3rd, Steve Nash of basketball. Unfortunately, Steve is unable to join us today due to scheduling conflicts. Alors voilà, mesdames, messieurs, nos nouveaux intronisés dans la catégorie athlète au Panthéon des sports canadiens. What a fantastic class of inductees. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, those of the media joining us, we will be opening the floor up to questions. And we ask that you either raise your hand or just pose a question in the chat. I have already received some questions from the media, and I'm going to start with you, Donna. I know that you've already sent us a note saying you've wanted to ask a question. So Donna Spencer, Canadian Press, your hand is raised. Over to you, Donna.
Hi. Good morning, everybody. Jackie, I'll start with you with this question. And you were the first, I believe you're the first Special Olympian to be inducted into Canada Sports Hall of Fame. So what does that mean to you? And what does that mean to the Special Olympic community?
Thank you, Donna. For me, it's a big honor to be inducted in Canada Sports Hall of Fame, to be the first Special Olympian to be called in the Hall. This is not just a big moment for me, but it's also a big moment for between 40,000 and 50,000 true heroes across Canada, and nearly 5 million true heroes worldwide, who are the Special Olympics athletes themselves, who overcome numerous challenges and barriers, not just in sport, but in life. And they go above and beyond to prove themselves, not just in sport, but definitely in life as well. So this is a big honor for me to be inducted into Canada Sports Hall of Fame.
Could I sneak in a follow-up question, Sylvie? This one's for Cheryl. This is the big philosophical question. This year's class includes 2 people from the Paralympic community, Jackie, the first Special Olympian. In the builder category, there are 2 NHL players who are being inducted more for the social change they generated in their sport than their athletic accomplishments. And I know Canada Sports Hall of Fame still honors athletic accomplishments, but I wondered if what we admire in sport is also changing, if you know what I mean. And I'm not sure if this is even pandemic related, but we seem to be looking for more in sport than just athletic achievement. Do you know where I'm going with that?
I do, Donna, and I think you exactly nailed it. It goes without saying that we will always recognize incredible sports accomplishments. That has to first and foremost be there. But then what we realized is we were missing a significant part of these athletes' journey when they go beyond sport and choose to give back. And it is a choice to give back to this country. And I think to highlight that to Canadians, to show the value of these athletes, what they choose and decide to do beyond sport, now we're telling and rewarding and awarding the whole of the champion's journey, from their incredible sports accomplishments to standing on that podium. But we're also rewarding them for the choice they make when they step off that podium and give back to this country. So yes, I'm not sure it's pandemic related. It's something we started to work towards about 3 years ago. And we're seeing significant positive feedback for recognizing, as I said, the entire journey. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
Anything else, Donna, while you have the floor? Or you're good?
No, I'll let someone else have a chance.
Thank you so much, Donna. I have received a question from 660 News in Calgary. Sandra Priscina has a question for you, Lori. Looking back on your career, what are some of the most pivotal moments?
Wow. Probably, well, one, getting on tour first. And then, the big thing is I was 30 when I became a member of the tour. So my age has always been put in front of me. I never looked at it as a problem. I just kind of joked that if they gave me a 10-year credit, then I would have been 20 when I started, like everybody seems to be these days. So getting on tour, and then my first win in St. Louis, which took a little while to get there. I had 9 runner-up finishes before I finally got across into the winner's circle, I guess I should say. But overall, it's just been the journey. And if I may give a little bit to the last question about what the order of sport really is, I'm proud that the Hall has looked at it as not only what we've done as athletes and builders on our playing fields, but what we're allowed to do off. And it's been because of the partners that I've had, CP being one of them, that I've been able to, of late, really get to know the ins and outs of pediatric heart health and the dollars that we raise through the CP Women's Open to be more than just golfers, but actually people that will leave an impact in the communities that we play.
Thank you. And there's a follow-up question to you from Sandra Laurie. As women's sport starts to take center stage in Canada, obviously we saw that throughout the summer, the accomplishments not only in Tokyo, but World Hockey, et cetera. What does the future of golf for women look like, and how can we better support female golfers?
Well, I think we're trying to figure that out. We lost a Hall of Famer in Jocelyn Barassa. And it's funny, you know, I was asked to speak on Jocelyn. And so if you think back to 1973, she wins the Le Canadien, and then gave up playing, but really was instrumental. I know for myself, my first years on the Du Maurier series, as it was referred to, I think Jocelyn as an athlete understood what we needed. And so she gave us tools from media training to clinic training to those types of things. The support to get young women on the golf course, it's a funny thing. You know, when you don't need the financial support, it's there. When you need the financial support, it isn't. So where I'm sitting, I think we need to figure out, we're doing great success. We're being very successful, right now on the PGA Tour. And we need to do a better job of really understanding what female athletes need to get to the next level, and whatever that level is, the best amateur or where I sit as a professional.
Thank you, Laurie, very much. I believe, Donna, you've got your hand up. Go ahead. Donna Spencer, Canadian Press.
Just a similar theme, maybe, Diane, if you want to tackle this. I mean, we've certainly seen in the past 2 Olympics, women really excelling in high performance sport. I don't know, I'm hoping that you can sort of speak to the arc that you've seen in your career and where we've landed in Canada in terms of women in high performance sport. Are you going to claim any credit that your legacy has helped bring this about?
No, I don't think I can take any of the credit. One of the big stories this summer was the fact that the women won the most medals. Well, our Canadian women at Olympic Games have been winning the most medals for many Olympic Games, actually. So it's not a surprise. You know, I don't know what it is. You know, we just I think we've had some female role models that help. I know even to this day, I get women coming up to me and saying that, you know, they entered a sport because of me during the 70s. They got involved in sport because they felt that they could achieve as well. So whether it's around the, you know, female role models that we've had over the years, and we had a lot through the 70s. We had some tremendously successful female athletes, particularly in my sport as well as swimming. We were very strong, if you remember, if you're old enough to remember. But it's, you know, it's really encouraging, and we need more successful women to be the role models today. We really do. So you look at the number of women that are entering hockey, and now I don't know what the increase in the number of females wanting to play soccer in this country. I mean, it takes those kinds of experiences for young girls to say, I want to be there. That's what I want to do. And so when we're successful in the pool, when we're successful in the gymnasium, we're on the court, we're on the field, that is what really inspires young little girls to say, that's what I want to do. And then they just get in the system. And I think we have a pretty good sports system in Canada. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Donna. Diane, I do have to mention watching you in 1976, and yes, I am old enough, and I was a young volleyball player, and I just remember watching you, and I have to tell you, I wanted to be strong like you. I loved how you were a strong and powerful woman, and to me, that was a life-changing thing because, you know, as you know, in the 70s, you know, I mean, I don't want to go into all the social changes that have occurred, but you really, when you talk about iconic and role model, I wanted to look like you. I wanted to be like you. I wanted your legs. I have to be honest, I wanted your legs. And I just remember, you know, being in the gym and lifting weights and thinking that, yeah, it's really good to be a strong and powerful woman. So I just want to share that with you and thank you for inspiring, I'm sure, a generation of women who go to the gym and lift weights and just love being strong and powerful. And in addition to everything else, right, that it does, with us being able to be strong and powerful as women. So
thanks, Sylvie. Yeah,
yeah,
thanks.
share that
Yeah,
with you.
it's interesting that when you're an athlete and you're successful and you're doing all the things you're doing, that doesn't even enter into your mind that you are some sort of a role model for some young female like yourself. And so you find that out later in life when such as yourself, you're just telling me now after we've known each other for so long. And yet, really, even to this day, I still get women coming up to me saying how important I was to their wanting to get into something. And it's not necessarily sport, but just and wanting to be good at it, right?
Yeah.
And wanting to be like me. So it's very powerful.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're being told that and you're hearing it and that you're also being inducted. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Worthy of the hall. But speaking of role models, this is a good segue to the question I've received for Sonia. You are an accessibility specialist in your community and a role model for access. Do you see an improvement in accessibility initiatives in our country?
Oh, absolutely. We are seeing a lot more attention being drawn to access inclusion. And, perhaps that's the piece that has come out of the pandemic. I think it's just creating a lot of more awareness, looking, just being more open and people spending a little more time thinking about others and not so much about themselves. And it's really, I work in the tourism industry right now, and people want to create those safe and accessible spaces. And so it's just bubble to the top in terms of awareness. And it's it really helping all of us that, look for those accessible features and those environments where we're feeling welcomed. And it's normal. It's just normal to have individuals with different abilities, amongst the crowds. Absolutely.
Thank you, Sonia. And we certainly saw that normalization and inspiration with the numbers, the viewership for the Paralympic Games this past summer, how impressive and inspiring that was. I'm going to go over, I've got raised hand from Donna. Go right ahead, Donna Spencer.
Cheryl, I'm going to sort of circle back to that initial question, but I'll ask it in a shorter way. I guess if there is a statement that this induction class is making about Canadian sport, can we put our finger on what that statement is?
That's a good one. Yeah, you are putting me back on the spot. Yeah, I think really the statement is this class is not only about sport, it's about community spirit. And I think you need to combine both of those to award the Order of Sport to a class for both. I don't think you can separate it anymore. We need to bring that together and show the value to the public, because there's a lot of people across this country still that don't see what the value of sport is beyond Olympic medals or world championships. But if you can attach to those incredible accomplishments the give back and the social purpose and the role models that we just spoke about and the ambassadors, then all of a sudden sport resonates with all Canadians. People understand the value of it beyond, as I said, medals and podiums and world championships. Thank you.
Thanks for tackling that.
Thanks.
Thank you, Donna, for being there and for these insightful questions. Thanks, Cheryl. As I'm waiting for any further questions, I received a note from Eric Lamaze. Eric was actually hoping to join us this morning, and he's asked that I share this with the media who are present today. Very short note, so I will do that. This is from Eric. Hickstead, in my opinion, is the greatest show jumping horse to have ever lived. We enjoyed many successes together, winning major Grand Prix events around the world, as well as claiming medals at the World Championships and Pan American Games. But nothing will ever compare to leading my country to a team silver medal at the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. I was so proud to accomplish that for Canada in my Olympic debut. 2 days later, we won the individual gold medal. I was proud to accomplish that for Hickstead. He deserved the title of Olympic champion. So isn't that great? This is Eric giving the credit to his most amazing horse, Hickstead, and congratulations to you, Eric. We know you had something to do with those 2 medals as well as Hickstead. I do not see any other questions, ladies and gentlemen, so I will thank everyone who has joined us this morning. Merci à vous tous de votre présence. I will once again congratulate our amazing inductees and thank you for joining us today. And don't forget to tune in on Sunday, October 3rd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the 65th Virtual Order of Sport Awards presented by Everest to celebrate once again this great inductee class of builders and athletes. For more information, and please register ahead of time, visit orderofsport.ca. Merci encore une fois. Thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bonne fin de journée à vous tous.